I can start quoting Forever Red.
Oh wow! Go ahead, man.
We're live now, so
Now we know it. Now we know it's Darrel. Hello. Oh my god, are we live?
we are live. Yeah,
Are we live? Hi.
Wait, Zach, I was sending you like a background. Wait, I'm gonna email
you
it.
like our
I'm gonna.
your background there, Darrel? I don't know if you're.
It's bright. It's very bright.
It is quite bright.
I'm gonna give you a nice background. It's not Toku related, but it's a nice black background. If I could find it, that'd be great.
Oh God. I just want the link. No, I don't want to watch the stream at the same time. We're so unprofessional.
No, it's great.
I don't even know what's going on.
I'm just putting links out there. I don't know how to make it automatically send them out. So.
Oh, okay, I got you. Where did this go? Let me just download this again.
Okay.
So, question. As far as names, I know you're Frankie, but I only know you as Real Soul Rider Red.
That's on my birth certificate.
Yeah, did you know? It's like
no, I in real life I go by the boring name of Zach. So there you go.
Boring name.
Should I use that here, or should I call you?
Absolutely, you can call me whatever you would like because you are the professional, awesome voice actor.
Oh my God! Whatever.
So
Zachary Frankie Darrel.
Yep. There he goes into the ether there first.
No. Are you talking about
Darrel? You said Zach Frankie Darrel.
Darrel. Oh my God.
It's fine.
I already know that I'm glitching out. I already know.
Alrighty. So here we are, ready to go. Me, Zach, Sergeant Hooked on Heroes, my good friend over here. I gotta always do that wrong. Frankie. What's up, man? And our friend down there, who is a bubble, a little circle. No.
Soon everyone will become circles. No one is safe.
Nobody.
I'm back. Hi. How long was I out?
Not very long. You're still a little frozen.
It's it's less than 30 seconds, definitely.
Yeah. It's all right.
Okay. I'm going to leave it go back. Hold on.
You're good. Don't worry. Here we go. Okay, now it's just me and you how we wanted it. So there we go. We kicked him out.
Don't tell him I said that.
Come on, you can do it, Frankie. Come on. I know you're on there.
You can do it. I believe you.
So how has it been going, buddy? You are voice actor extraordinaire. Awesome freaking what's it called? Toku fanatic like all of us.
Yeah.
How are you, good sir?
I'm good.
Good.
Just living, trying to make ends meet, the usual.
Yeah,
you already
absolutely. Know. Dude, I took a look at your freaking website, your thing about your credits and stuff, and whoa! You've done so many things.
Mr. Talented over here.
I don't know about that. They put a show in front of me, I do some voices, and I get out.
Right.
He's in and out.
I don't know if you saw my little last thing on there. Were you going to tell anybody about knowing how to do action scenes too? Like IRL physical,
Yeah.
Whoa.
Stunts,
dude. I already feel like less of a human just being in the
oh
same
my
stream as you,
God.
but doubly and triply because you know how to kick someone's ass. So that's pretty cool.
Hello. It's so cool that you know how to do all that stunt work. What can't you do, Darrel? Damn.
Be a normal functioning social human being. You can't take me anywhere. It's awful.
Buddy, you're talking to the Toku fandom. Come on now. Who's social? Who's a human being here? Come on now.
The bar isn't really that high. Let's be honest here.
It's on the ground.
Yeah.
Near the core of the earth at this point.
A little bit.
All right. So this week's episode of Henshins and Homies, where me and my good friend Frankie get on here and we freak out about, cool Toku things, but then also try to highlight awesome community members like Mr. Darrel over there, who does awesome voice acting work and is also the number one fan/stan, whatever you want to call it, of Forever Red, the Wild Force Team Up Red Ranger episode.
He is the fan.
I will tell you, I was flipping through Twitter because you went to Paramorphicon, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, flipping through Twitter, and it got to the video of you and a bunch of your friends doing the whole thing, right? The morphs and everything. Can we just not have you just assimilate Austin St. John as his voice? what the hell was that? Like,
So-
it's one thing, like, animated characters, I get that. Cool, I can kind of understand it. But you just straight copied a human. And I was like,
It's
His
funny you
whole
say
voice.
that. Christopher Kamen Lee has actually said the same thing about me. I feel like I can do a very good Jason Lee Scott impression.
Yes.
I shouldn't say Austin St. John.
Well, yeah.
Because I went to there was a SAC anime that I went up to. It might have been 2016, 2015 maybe.
Okay.
But I went up there. I was really fortunate enough to grab like dinner with like Austin St. John, the Megaforce cast, Karen Ashley, Walter Jones. It was really, really cool.
Hello.
And like this is really before I really started acting. So I'm here at this dinner table, like, oh my god, these are Power Rangers. This is
These are my
crazy.
heroes.
You know. And
But like cool on the surface, right? Like, yes.
so I got to like
yeah.
listen to Austin talk a lot, and I went,
You're like taking mental notes.
I am taking like inadvertently. I was taking mental notes of like, oh okay, oh so that's how he speaks, like off screen.
Okay.
There was a we had called up Alex Hartman, the Red Samurai Ranger, and I guess he had never met him in person because Azim Risk, he's good friends with Alex, and he's like, yeah, do you want to talk to the other Red Samurai Power Ranger? And he's like, yeah, I got you. Hi, this is Austin St. John, the Red Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. I just want to know, when you went into battle, what would you say? And then Alex responded, he's like, go samurai? Oh, that's crazy. Because me and my team, we would yell, it's morphin time. And I remember
What?
telling that to Christopher Kamen Lee, and he's like, that is the weirdest, good, Austin St. John impression I've ever heard.
That's amazing. That's so interesting because like I was talking about on the show last week. And I think in the episode when we had Squall on for a little bit, how whenever I watch a Rider season, Darrell, I for some reason when they do the Henshins for the first time, I'm instantly focused on it and trying to copy it in my mind.
Oh no, I
That's
understand.
so like it's like that with you with voices. It's just like you're like, oh, is that how you talk? And you're just like, computer is going, matrix code is going on the screen.
Yeah, it's just like what are the things in your voice that like make you?
Yes.
Oh no, we lost Frankie.
I'm here. I'm back.
Darrell has such an intense, like normal speaking voice.
Right.
It's
Oh
great.
my
So
gosh.
strong.
It is. That's awesome. Wow, that is super cool. So was that around the time when you just had gotten started?
More or less. I've
Yeah.
been acting since 2012.
Oh, okay.
And so I'd done some stuff here and there, but my career really didn't kick off until I want to say like 2015.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
That's when Fallen Legion came out, my first lead game, and then like 2 years later, Secret Mana and a bunch of other miscellaneous stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is super cool. Holy cow. Yeah, that is awesome stuff. Dude. And I know because like I've seen like all that I know about it. Clearly, I'm not a voice actor at all, but I've seen like different like documentary things and like things about people who do voice act and like the struggles they go through. Like you know, got to put a reel together and get noticed and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and
it's a whole
all I've
process.
seen from you is just like boom, boom, boom. It just keeps going up and up and up and up and up, and it's like I'm so proud
like,
of this.
how-
dude. Like
how high
it's
does it
possible.
go?
Thank you. I want positivity, but like it's really nice to see it's real. Like it's
I like to consider all my wins as much as possible. I'm trying to use my position in acting to be like, yeah, Tokusatsu, watch it.
right.
Yes,
Check this
giving
out.
it a platform.
He's gonna be our in. Listen up, Toei. Listen up. All right. Give us simulcast English subs of the shows.
Let's do it.
Please.
Anyway, that is awesome stuff. Holy cow, dude! This is so cool being on this stream with you, and I like how like
It's true.
you and Squall both is just like instantly stream shards, and we're like friends that have never met before, and all of a sudden we're just like instantly getting along and
Yes!
super chill. Like I was worried a little bit because like I'd seen you. I think did you do some stuff? Was it Proto that you did a stream with or somebody?
I did a stream with Hawk.
Hawk, right. That's what I think it was.
Hawk and Gem, and
Yeah. that was the one I saw, and I was like, he's so cool. That'd be awesome to get on to. And you were super chill and everything. And it's like, oh, cool. And I was like, wait, it's weird
What
with
a
Twitter.
great
It's like,
person to bring to our podcast.
Exactly. And I was like, because it's weird when you're on Twitter knowing all these people. It's like,
right.
Yeah, cool. I know them by their like you said, like I know you by Real Soul, Right or Red, but what's your actual name? And it's that same thing where it's like I know him on Twitter, but is it going to be awkward as hell when we get on the stream and I'm going to have nothing to say and he's going to just leave because he's bored out of his mind?
No, not at all. If there's anything,
Zach, how could you say that? I'm right here. Yo,
like if there's anything I want to make very clear with anyone who ever interacts with me or watches streams of me or whatever, the way that I act on Twitter, my all capital screaming at things, that's how I am in real life. 100%. I'm not gonna front it. So
why front it? This is me. This is who you are.
Yeah.
All right, so the topic of this week, because I want to be able to use up as much time as we have with you, whatever you have available, of course. Is we're first talking about our favorite / pivotal Toku moments, which I know one for you, Darrel.
Take a wild guess.
I know
which
him
one
a wild guess, a wild, forceful guess. Anyway,
we'll get to that.
So, pivotal / favorite Toku moments is gonna be some like character thing that happened. Oh my god, a death / resurrection. Probably spoilers. Just get over it.
Yeah, let's just have a spoiler warning right now.
Yeah.
From this point on, we're going to talk about moments in Toku shows that you may or may not have watched.
Exactly.
So, just be aware of that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it can be character moments. It can be transformation sequences, a fight choreography, which I really tune into a lot. Fight choreography in these shows. Oh my goodness. And whatever show you want to talk about. So we're going to let Darrel start first. If you want to talk about Forever Red, you go ahead to your heart's content.
Rant however long you want to rant about Forever Red. Just go for it. We're here.
So Forever Red.
We're like, go ahead.
No, I mean, it's no secret. Forever Red is my number one. Like, this is what Power Rangers is.
Yeah.
The way I describe Power Rangers to people that don't understand or like, oh, you still watch Power Rangers? Obviously I'm not going to like, I can't believe you have such a closed-minded attitude. I'm not going to like do that to them. But listen, it's like Star Wars, like, but for kids. It has this legacy factor. You have like, there's this giant world of just like superheroes. Granted, they're fighting in spandex all over the world, just protecting everyone.
Beating ass. Can we talk about it?
Absolute ass.
Oh my goodness.
And like, so Forever Red, I feel like is like just big encapsulation of what Power Rangers really is. Granted, I would have loved if other Rangers like showed up in suit, but we had like all of these characters show up. And my biggest thing about Forever Red, why I really love it, is because everyone feels in character.
Yes.
You have like these team ups like Dimensions and Dangers and what was the one from Beast Morphers with Austin St. John?
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the name escapes me, but that team up. And I'm like looking at those and I go, I mean, yeah, it's cool that you showed up, but you don't feel like
genuine.
Jason Lee Scott. You feel like Austin St. John doing an impression of Jason Lee Scott.
Right.
And then again,
it doesn't
in like
feel authentic.
When they did the Dimensions and Danger, Jason David Frank shows up. That's cool. Everyone that loves
Dimensions
him.
in Danger, is that the one starring Jason David Frank, co-starring Jason David Frank, written by Jason David Frank, produced by Jason David Frank? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
I think that's the one that he's talking about. Yeah.
That's exactly
just that one. Yeah.
And it's cool. If anyone loves that, more power to you. But as I'm watching it, I'm like, this is Jason David Frank doing a Tommy impression. I don't know. It didn't feel in character. And when I watch him in like Forever Red, he walks up, he's like, from the shadows, his hair is spiked up and everything. It's like something about the way he's presented here is so much more, because he's more I believe the word I'm looking for is modest, whereas every other iteration is very much Jason David Frank. Wow, I can't talk today. It's just like, hey guys, I'm glad that you recognize me as the #1 Power Ranger. Yeah! By the way, subscribe to me on Instagram. and that's
Please.
cool. But like, it just doesn't feel like.
Wait, Darrel, are you trying to tell me right now you're not gonna? If he gave you a shout out and was like, "You want to be in Legend of the White Dragon," you're not gonna do it? Are you?
I
Me right
listen, that's acting work. If you want to,
That is something else. We could figure that out. But we're talking about this.
It's a,
See, yeah.
Jesus Christ, Darrel, it's so realistic how you just did it.
Listen, this is a
disease.
I quote Forever Red, and I quote all these other Power Ranger things with like my friend Danny Castellanos, who runs We the Geeks of East LA, and so little things like we're at the gym or something. There's like, yeah, you may work out, but without a master mortar, you ain't nothing but a cheap copy. Little things. We'll like throw in stupid little like
quotes. Oh my god.
Just to be
see the power of see
yeah. Forever Red for sure is my favorite. One of the reasons why I find not only do I find it an incredible tribute, like I feel like the writing and the character is all great. There are some, while everyone's in characters, there's these lines that my favorite personally is when Wes goes, "But what would they want on the moon?" And the slow camera pan to Jason's face of him going, "Serpentera." And you can like basically see like he's just gone through PTSD, and he like signals for Tommy to like, "I can't continue, you do it." Tommy like shakes his head, like, "I got you. Years ago when Lord Zed was defeated, his personal order made hidden on the surface of the moon." And he just like goes on this tangent, like no one asked for it. And it's, it's like, I think that's why it's so funny to me. It's like while Jason's going through this PTSD moment, mind you, PTSD is not funny, but like he's just having a moment, and Tommy is just like, "Don't worry, you don't have to talk. I got you."
Because I'm sorry, but Serpentera's Sentai counterpart was a lot worse. Can we just discuss that for a half second? So. Wait, Darrel, can you do for me right now, since you've seen the Beast Morphers thing and Jason's back and everything? Have you perfected your Evox?
You want an army? This is an army. That thing. I say that. Do you ever like meet up with a bunch of friends, but you like, I don't know, maybe you went to go pick up your own friends, and then you're all meeting up together, and as you're walking up, to like before you all hug and everything, in my head I go, "You want an army? This is an army." What was that, Darrel? Nothing.
This is an army.
This is an army.
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh my gosh.
You want an army? This is an army.
He sounds so just funny. Like him too. That's what's funny.
In suits. God damn it.
When the legacy. Sorry. The legacy Xeonizers, when they were coming out, I remember they were auditions going out for voice matches for the Morphers. So I was like, that's so weird. Why don't you just send them to like all the actors? They're still acting. Whatever. I'll audition for Jason. I didn't get it because I got a review back saying it's like doesn't sound nearly enough like him. I was like, okay. I mean, I thought it sounded like him. But
excuse me, reviewer person, do you have it memorized by heart, the script to
do you have the script of Forever Red tattooed on your? No, I don't. But I would never.
Maybe that's why your camera isn't on. You have it like all over your face. Like, I don't want to show.
I don't have.
Oh my gosh.
I love Forever Red. So
it's really good. What about? I've always wanted to know. What about like Rider or Sentai specifically? Is there any ones that stick out? Besides
any ones that really stick out in my mind? My favorite season of Kamen Rider is Den-O. I love Den-O so much.
Ore Sanju.
God, yes.
Oh wow.
So good.
That was good.
I love Den-O. I love Forze.
Yes. Dude, wait, Darrel. Can you see us on the stream? Can you see my?
Yeah,
arm?
I can see you. I see you. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh my.
It's hard to show it because of where it's at. There, maybe there it is.
I love Forza so much.
Yeah.
I have a lot of moments from Forza that really stick out to me. And that was around the time I just moved to California, and so I was making a lot of like new friends. So I was really vibing with the whole like, I'm gonna be friends with everyone.
Oh, I love him
wow.
so much. Yes.
So it's like if you were him making new friends.
It was
like,
it
my
was
mission
great.
is to make every friend in California.
Every resident of the entire state.
It was
so like
it was so
knocking on
funny.
someone's door, like, "Hey, we're friends now." They're like, "What do you want from me?" Like, you have no choice but to be my friend. Roll credits.
That's the stupid handshake theme that they do. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Me and my best friend, when we would see each other during the airing of Forza, we would walk up to each other and we would both in sync. I don't know if you can hear me pounding my fists at each other.
I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. Get a friend like that. Someone's looking over like, what the hell are they doing?
We're just being super loud with this background music. It's great.
It's super loud and not caring about what anyone else thinks. That's the kind of friendship you need.
Yeah. What about Sentai then? Where are you at? Where's your taste in Sentai? I gotta know.
I can never pick one Sentai that is my favorite. When
There's
I think of my favorite Sentai, my
Zachary,
mind goes to
put it away. I'm sorry.
What is that?
Look at what Mister. I don't have a favorite season. Like I can't think of.
Is it?
Oh man, that's crazy.
How did? Let me put
I know Sentai like the back of my. Oh, how'd that get there? Shit.
Oh, it's like my arm, my shoulder.
A Sentai season that I like. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of hard for me to. A Comrader season that I like really enjoy. I don't know.
Man.
Be like, I didn't sleep all day. That's Zachary in his Zoom meetings, I bet. Yo.
Alright,
go ahead, continue.
No, it's fine.
What's your favorite Sentai season?
I don't know. When I think of my favorite, my mind immediately goes to like Shinkenger, Geki Ranger, Gokaiger. Those three in particular.
Oh yeah.
But I also really love Q Ranger. I thought the writing in Q Ranger was incredible.
In Q Ranger? Yeah.
Q Ranger was really good. Yeah.
Let's see.
Did you see Rita Soldier? I just want to know.
I did not. I kind of not fell off, but I saw it airing and I was like, oh man, I need to watch it. And then it ended.
Darrel, careful. His eyes twitching. Just say you did it.
Oh man, I love Dino Fury.
Yeah.
Dino Fury's quality. That's fine. You need to live for one more night, Darrel. Anyway.
Darrel, just leave the stream while you can.
Logo on your...
Darrel, keep it up. He's listening. How do you think I'm here, Darrel? I'm like... it's just... Zach gets up and then you just see this door open.
Oh my god.
Please.
That'd be amazing.
I wish we were in the same house. We could like have such a cooler setup.
Dude, oh my gosh, absolutely.
And totally wouldn't be threatening at all.
You got some awesome taste, though. Seriously, it's kind of. Have you seen a lot of the older ones, like any Showa Sentai?
I try, but the way, and I try not to sound like super spoiled or pretentious when I say like things like this, but it's just like, I love Go Ranger.
Zachary, Go Ranger. Oh, Daniel, don't you like Go Ranger, Daniel?
My favorite is Akarinja and the Orinja Midorinja.
Dude, yes, it's so fun to watch it and how ridiculously, completely away from all Sentai that it is. It's so mind-boggling, but it's good.
Yeah, it's the problem that I have though, and this extends to like video games and retro cartoons. Is like I don't know what it is, but anything prior to like, I'm even putting at like 1995 is so hard for me to watch.
Sure.
I don't know.
No, I get that absolutely.
I think it's like just the quality. So I had a friend that really tried to get me to watch Neon Genesis Evangelion, and it was such a like so hard to even just get past the fact that it wasn't in 16:9. I have no idea why that was, and I'm like, I would love to consume all this older media, but for some reason my brain is just like, no, you don't like this.
Yeah, like once you've gotten used to watching shows that are a little bit more modern with like a better camera and stuff like that, like going back to watch old stuff like from like the Showa era, it takes a bit of an adjustment, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
But once you get past that, like you will, appreciate the rich storytelling and stuff. Like it started the trend of what we see now,
Yeah, that's
so those
how
shows
I
are
felt about,
great.
I kind of like, I think I got 10 episodes into Kuga, and I was like, oh, I'm starting to dig the story now, but it's like, whew, this is dated. I can feel how dated it is. But I'm starting to dig the story.
A lot of people talk about it because it's going to be like a product placement. It's coming out pretty soon. Blu-ray, like physical releases.
Kuga on Bluga.
Yes, Kuga on Bluga, baby. And it's weird
dirty,
because it looks like it does. It absolutely does. I was with it for like a minute. I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds like a euphemism, but it's fine. Whatever.
I find it pretty. Would you little stinky tines want to see Kuga on Bluga?
Oh no!
Would you say yes? Let us know. Would you say yes?
But as we were watching Kuga, because like with Rider for me, I started with Ghost. It was my first season that I watched.
I see.
And so like most of mine have been like Heisei or like Heisei Phase 2, like all the gimmicks and blah blah blah. So watching something like Kuga, there is no gimmicks, there is no secondary rider, none of the tropes, and I was like, this is really fascinating. And then the footage, it looks like it's filmed on like newsreel footage. Like it's really really weird and kind of jarring. And also the thing that like the Grongi in it, apparently when it originally came out, they just straight didn't have subtitles for the Grongi. It just didn't even exist when it came out. And we're like lucky to have it as it is now, where they have the Grongi subtitle.
the complete selection modification Blu-ray.
Exactly.
Kuga on Bluga subtitles.
Yeah.
Right? Oh my gosh. Awesome. Well, that's some good. You got some good taste. Who wants to go? You want to go next, Frankie? Or do you want me to?
Go next, Zachary.
Go.
I'll go last.
Go. Power Rangers always. Oh my God, stop it. Yeah, so Future's great. So with Sentai, absolutely Rita Soldier. Many different moments in that. I don't want to spoil anything.
Could you tell?
Watch. But it's an awesome show. I really like it. I think the reason is that the show was awesome, and I know that like it has great parts to it. I am big enough to say it has its faults, but when I got into it, was around the time I started getting onto Toku Twitter and met people like Sentai 5 and Vaughn and a few other friends that I had, Frankie eventually as well. So like I think like you, the friendship thing kind of built into it as well, where I was deepening these like friendships with people and watching the show, and they were hyping up the show. So I'm like, I like this show a lot more. And so I kept watching it because of them. And I've watched it, I think I've watched it 3 or 4 times through now, like the original watch and 2 or 3 rewatches. So
he lost count, guys.
Yeah. I actually, and just to cinch it on top, I found a decent website that could get me a Rio Soul Red like suit, like spandex suit to wear for Halloween this year, and I'm gonna completely.
Oh yeah, that's right. I saw your Zentai suit purchase.
Yeah. Yep. I already have my helmet up there, courtesy of Frankie. There it is. And I have my Ryosoken, the Memorial Ryosoken.
You're gonna look so cool.
I'm ready.
You're gonna
I'm ready to
look
go.
cool. You're gonna look so cool.
I'm gonna surprise the hell my kids though. They have no idea. They're one just turned 2 today.
Be like,
the other one turns 4 in February. I'm just gonna show up and they'll be like, what? Huh? And I'll be like, it's me. And they're like, Daddy, oh my God. So,
where's Dad?
I'm really excited.
They like slowly back away in fear. They're like, who? Yo. So, call the Power Rangers.
Other than Soldier, for Rider, it's a big tie between Forze and Build. A lot of moments in both of those seasons. Definitely the friendship thing in Forze. I love the debut of Cosmic States and messing with the final form a little bit later on. There's some story things that happen where like he starts to like not get along with Jake at one point, and it makes Cosmic States not work.
Yeah,
I thought that was really cool to mess with the final form stuff like that, and like it has to be
it's
perfect friendship for that to work. And how Build is like it's a show for Japanese children, but also PTSD and the horrors of war.
Yeah. No, seriously.
So like,
love and peace, and then like murder.
And I know Sentai 5 makes this joke all the time, but it is so true and so funny that they tried to market it seriously and didn't think anything of it as heated drama between men. Because yes, it is.
100%.
And Sento and Banjo are married now and are in a nice little high-rise apartment. He's doing his experiments, Banjo's punching people. It's totally fine. They're living a good life, so it's cool.
Guys, it's canon. Don't get mad. It's canon.
We don't talk about the V cinemas
In the new world that they created.
Yes. But yeah, so Build and Forza for sure. Power Rangers, I mean, you name it. I mean, almost every season I have something worth memorable. Even the crap seasons I don't like, I have something memorable in it. In Space blew my mind, the whole connection of all the other seasons leading up to it, and it being the finale of sorts. Lost Galaxy and what it did to kind of carry that forward. Lots of really good Power Ranger moments. Too many to count. But Frankie, go ahead, and then we can get into our second topic before we lose Darrel forever.
Okay, no pressure. Thanks, guys. All right, so for me, he's like, you have 59, 58, 50. So, yeah, for me, starting with Super Sentai, a really big pivotal moment for me was Lupat. And I'm going to get to this later with my original adaptation. But I love Lupat so much. Like, it's so good. And I'm telling you right now, like, it was my first Super Sentai season that I've ever watched.
Really?
But even before, yes, and even before then, it was such a good season to, like, get into Toku with. And even before then, I was trying my best to, like, know as much as I could about the show before I even figured out how to even watch it. I talked about this in the past. Like, I didn't know how to watch Toku.
Nobody does.
Legally, yeah. I totally don't watch. But anyway,
we live in Japan. So it's fine.
We live in Japan.
It's fine.
I have a story after once you finish your thing.
Okay.
Continue.
Okay, I'll let you talk about that story. But Lupat is a great season, and it really did start that whole trend of just loving and appreciating Toku as much as my heart can, contain it, because it's so fun seeing, like, these two different teams work against each other. But is it good when they work with each other? Like, it feels so built up.
Because it does that, like, it's one of those things, it's one of those elevator pitch things like Kingdom Hearts where you're like, Disney and Final Fantasy characters, and you're like, what? That's stupid. And then it works for some ridiculous reason. Same thing there. A Cops and Robbers season, like, maybe
it's so cool.
work, but it does.
It does.
It does. Like, Lupat got shot on way the hell too much when it aired a little bit after, and I think now it's got its redemption arc a little bit. I think it's an awesome season. I've never hated it, but yeah, no, I like Lupat. You got some good taste there, bud. Yeah, there's some good stuff there.
Like, is Lupat the best season? No, but is it a really creative season? Yes, like 100%. 3 exclamation points, because tell me a Sentai season that has done it like Lupat.
That is true.
Hurricaneger, technically, on a technicality.
Yeah. You're right. Hurricaneger, Hurricaneger started it, but I feel like Lupat took its own direction with it, and then did something so fresh with it. And honestly, it was really fun. I love Lupat for this. Kamen Rider, I want to talk about X-Aid for a moment.
Sure.
When you told me that the theme was like pivotal moments in Toku, this scene immediately came up in my brain. Spoiler alert, by the way. This is
for like a 10-year-old
spoiler. Oh no!
Spoiler alert for a 10-year-old X-Aid Kamen Rider season. No, I'm just saying.
Out how to watch it legally. Oh no!
I was just about to watch it. No, but yeah, I'm just saying that for people who are about to get into X-Aid, because this is like towards the end of the season. But when Emu and I forget his name.
Oh, Parado?
Yeah, Parado. Well, when they're like going against each other, and I'm just gonna call him by his writer name, Paradox. When Paradox is about to leave, like he's like, okay, so like, right, Kamen Rider, X-Aid, and then Paradox are fighting. He's in X-Aid is in his Hey guys, just give me a second, okay? Zach is like counting down on his watch, like, Frankie, you're running out of time.
I'm a huge X8 fan, so I'm just like, yep, this.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What's the final form for X8? It's slipping my mind.
Hypermuteki?
Yes,
Yep.
Hypermuteki. Yes, guys, I'm a fake fan. I'm sorry. You have to figure it out right here. No, Hypermuteki and Paradox were fighting. Spoiler alert, Darrel! Spoiler. Darrel is about to watch X8 after I explain this, so spoiler warning. Paradox and X8 are fighting. X8 is in that final form, and Paradox is about to leave, but X8 grabs him before he can, and he kills him. Yes. He kills him, and if you watch the show, like, that's all I'm gonna say. But if you watch the show, that moment felt so like, oh wow! Like,
what made that more intense as well? I don't, because when you watched it, it had already been out, and you were binging it, right? Is that right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, bro. I watched it live, so it straight gets to that episode, and he's the other part was like, psh, whatever, get the fuck out of here, Emma. Blah, goes to leave, and he's like, grabs.
You ain't going nowhere.
What's? I just I instantly started like shaking a little bit. I'm like, whoa, because Emily's always like super happy, like, I want to help people, you know. I got it. We're gonna help people. Woo-hoo-hoo. And then he's just like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. This is done. I'm like, whoa. And
it was like right there, right now.
I want to know what happened. Oh, there you go. This is the real spoiler. Nobody will know how it ends if they didn't. We killed him.
No, he's all spoiled.
I'm so sorry.
Oh god.
Yeah, no, X8 is baller as hell.
That moment in X8 was my pivotal moment. It was like, damn, that's for me the standard for like how deep and rich a story could be, you know, because leading up to that moment, it's so much character development between those two, and then what happened afterwards with how like their relationship grew with each other.
Yeah, they became super bros.
Not in that romantic way, but you know, they became
literally actually brothers, but like
they're literal brothers
making out with each other. Come on, anyway.
But yeah, that was my pivotal moment for Ryder.
Yeah.
For Power Rangers, and let me finish this up so Darrel can say his story about like watching Toku.
Yeah.
Hold on, Frankie, 1 second. Darrel, how much time do you have with us?
I can do. Hold on, let me check my email.
You're good. Yeah. I just want to make sure we have time because you said you had an idea thing to talk about, original idea, and I was like, shit. No.
Okay, I'm wrapping up right now. Don't worry. Honestly, I don't really. You're pressure. Let me stop. There aren't really any Power Ranger seasons that I can think about that really like set that kind of standard the way that, you know, XA did for me or Lupat. But I'd say like Dino Fury recently. Oh no, Dino Fury and RPM have been those two seasons that were like, ooh, yeah. I like the way this tastes, you know, because we get other seasons and it's like, okay, yeah,
that was fun.
Cool.
I guess.
Yeah, I like that. But then with like RPM, it was like, ooh, you're different, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's what worked for it because it and Dino Fury do so much. Like I said, I think you'll agree with this too, Darrel. I think that a good Power Ranger season, instead of just like copying the entire thing and whitewashing the cast like Shinkenger did with Samurai.
Go,
Samurai did with Shinkenger.
That's what I meant. Samurai did with Shinkenger. Dino Fury and RPM take the Sentai thing and use it as like a base foundation and do their own thing and create this entire unique lore thing and add in all these different pieces. And it's cool because it's not the Sentai, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Right.
It's really strong, you know? So, yeah. Interesting story, Darrel? Yes?
Yes. Okay, so I checked my email. Studio doesn't need me back for another 40-ish minutes, so I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, plenty of time.
This live stream like will end around like an hour, so
Yeah.
Like 8:30-ish for me. Anyway, so I don't know if you've ever heard the story. I've talked about it on Twitter a couple times, but when we invited Ren Kiriyama to Japan World Heroes, the actor who plays Shotaro in Kamen Rider Double.
Wow.
I will never forget this moment. He, prior to his panel, he was meeting all the fans. He was signing autographs, taking pictures, blah, blah, blah. Time for his panel. He's sitting up there, answering a bunch of questions. And then he suddenly goes, well, his translator, mind you, went, he says, I'm really happy that there's a lot of Kamen Rider fans here in the US. It makes me very happy, but I'm very confused. How are you all watching it? And the room went silent.
Be like, well,
I've never seen such a universal silence, especially in Toku, because someone always has something to say.
Right.
But it was
often the problem.
No, no one had anything to say. It was the funniest thing I'd ever seen.
Because they fought the lasers of the snipers from Toei.
So yeah, it's like the moment
so it was
that
like, tell us, guys, tell us.
The moment that
answer his
Toku
question.
Shiatsu was like, yo, legal Kamen Rider. I was like, oh my god, it's happening, let's go.
We watch it on our Blu-ray sets. Yeah.
I taught myself Japanese.
Yeah, I learned Japanese and I like get a VPN and just I
go
to Japan's like airings of your episodes and I just watch it like that.
I live in Japan and when the shows are airing, the other half
I fly back and forth to watch.
You know, and like if I'm watching it at home, it's gonna be like at midnight since it's morning for you, but I don't mind. You know, like we do what we have to do to watch our seasons. We totally don't like pirate it or anything like of the sort. No.
You mean Gokaiger pirates? That's what you're talking about, right? I don't know.
Yeah, when we're talking about pirates, we're talking about like Kaizo Sentai Gokaiger. Am I right?
Exactly.
Yo. Well, did he feel like awkward asking that question when everyone went silent?
No, I don't think so. I'm trying to remember what happened afterwards, but it was just like, oh, YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube, yeah. He's like, wow, they post full episodes on YouTube?
Well, the first two. 10 years after this
that
panel.
was like a nice, like, family-friendly, clean way of that happening, as opposed to the Twitter bullshit where that dumbass was like, we watch it subtitled. Why would you tell?
Yeah.
The producer.
We keep that under wraps. We don't tell people that.
Yeah.
You know what that felt like when that happened on Twitter? That felt like when you're in class and for once you got over on the teacher for something, you know? And that kid's like, well, actually, I will.
What about the homework?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. It felt like that. Like, why are you talking? If there was a feature on Twitter that can like make you just mute someone's like from them tweeting, like you could just stop them from tweeting. But it's like a voting system. Like at least 10 people have to vote for you to stop tweeting.
Hell out of that! Oh my god!
Be like,
don't
say anything. Be like, hi, toy dude, stop talking. Thank you.
No, absolutely not. All right, so we talked about our absolutely undying love and adoration for tokusatsu things, right? So the second part of this I thought would be kind of fun is to throw out some original Toku ideas. I have like 3. I'm not going to get through all of those. So I'm going to let Darrel start because I didn't even know he'd have one or have time to have one, and that's really cool. So I'm going to let our guest of honor start, and then we'll go to Frankie and we'll end on me if we have time. That's fine.
Okay. So let's see. The first one, well, growing up, as most people do, we have our own OC, superheroes based on what we like. I had 4 base teams of Rangers based on me and all my friends, and I had written scripts. I had suits drawn out and everything. And yeah, I know this sounds like typical OC behavior. However, it all stems from Forever Red. So let me give you the the rundown.
Darrel, real quick, I wanted you to know that I was absolutely joking when I sent that thing in the DMs about that, about like it needs to be like be ready to produce right tomorrow. Like I was kidding, and you like legit were like, okay.
I don't think you understand.
I am a giant nerd.
Whoa! I was not expecting that. Yo, that.
Listen, I know
that caught me
you're
off guard.
A good voice actor, sir. You pressed.
No, that was a voice effect. That was a voice effect, right?
That was totally a voice effect.
Okay, I was about to say. I was like,
no.
No way.
So hear me out.
How can I, after you did that? I'm a little shocked. You got to give me like 10 seconds to process that.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, 10 seconds passed. Go ahead.
Okay. So this one I had titled it was Power Rangers X because I was a very creative, child. But basically, yeah, more or less. But the X stood for 10 because there was 10 Rangers. Eat your heart out, Q.
That's more creative than like extreme.
10 Rangers before Q Ranger.
He was the blueprint.
Yeah.
People don't want to talk about that, but like
royalties, bro. Come on now.
So basically, the idea of this one was that like I had a whole prologue set up that like on a distant planet, there was this all of these aliens were under slavery from this other alien race, whatever it may be. And as they're trying to get hope in order to fight back, one of them is trying to send out a help message to anyone, any surviving Autobots hiding amongst the stars, trying to find something. And in their attempt to send out a message, they accidentally tune into like one of Earth's broadcasts, and it just happens to be Power Rangers, happens to be Forever Red that they tune into, and they're like,
ooh.
"Oh, this planet has their own set of superheroes. We should do that. we should fight back, just like these people are." And so, as a result, this one dude is like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna like make ourselves all these powers, and we're gonna fight back. We're gonna kick them off our planet, whatever." And they finally kick them off all their planet, and the Red Ranger of that planet is like, okay, I need to chase them to make sure that they don't hurt anyone else. And he ends up on our planet and meets up with all of me and my friends, and he's just like, okay, I've been horribly wounded, here's all the powers, blah blah blah. I'm giving you direct connection to all my people back on the other planet, and if you need upgrades or whatever the hell, you can contact them. But I'm dying.
Also, I'm dead.
And that spanned for like 4 seasons worth in my head. And
wait, like 4 seasons as in like same powers, or are we like changing the powers?
Changing powers based on like, so we kill off the villains in the first season, and then a new villain shows up, and they're like, we didn't know they existed, but we have powers prepped for this exact thing for some reason. So here you go. And blah blah blah. Anyway.
There's a perfectly simple explanation for this.
Yeah.
Right, simple.
But that was like as a kid. As an adult, there's a lot of like fan ideas that I've had. Like, one of my this predates Jaminters, by the way. So eat your heart out, Ivan.
Yeah.
I had a Kamen Rider Pulse.
Ooh, music writer.
Yes. And so these were he would basically transform and have forms based on like the different styles of music. And this was partially inspired by like the way that Deno's personality changes when he changes forms. So like his base form would be pop. And so he would have the pop gun, and then he would like switch to his rock form, which would be he would have a guitar which doubles as a sword. And then
I like that you didn't make the guitar an axe. Thank you. Okay.
Little things like that. His final form would be the remix form. I don't know. And like in order to like change, he would use like discs about the size of like a GameCube disc.
Okay, I was gonna ask what the gimmicks were. Nice.
Yeah. So nice. Little things like that.
Dude, that's actually so cool. I kind of want a toy from the series now.
His rider belt was
Rider 2023 right now. Is that what's happening?
Say it again?
Is this like an
it
seems like it.
Toei. But
toy, hit him up.
His belt was basically based on like a boombox. So in order to Henshin, he would just turn up the volume all the way, and then like this big the boost would come off, stop in front. It would like say the words like on like a Walkman, and then it would fly back onto his body with notes and shit, forming the suit.
Nice. Did you come up with a secondary rider for it?
I did, but I can't remember right now off the top of my head. When you sent me that message, I was like, oh man, what was my secondary rider? I don't remember.
Because what I would imagine it would be is someone that's just like really into like classical music, And so their belt would just be like a little baby piano or something.
That would actually be
A little
so cool, like playing a
guitar.
different note. Like playing a different combination of notes, like gives you a
It would
different
work,
form.
because then you could like put in things like, like secondary riders are always like antagonistic towards the primary. You could really add into that thinking that he's better than the primary because, well, I'm a trained pianist. Are you a trained pianist? I trained for this all my life.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, that'd be really.
I
cool.
was
Beautiful.
born in the music.
right.
I am music.
Oh my gosh.
Music.
Oh, that's really cool. Holy
That's so
cow.
creative. Wow.
So this next one, and my last one, mind you,
That's fine.
is going to be. So this is something that I am actively working on. This is something that I hope will become a thing.
Okay.
I've been working on this with Danny Castellanos, Justin Keyson. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but
Maybe.
he used to work or still works with the Illuminati.
Okay.
But very good friends of mine, and we were trying to make our own Toku hero.
Okay. So
In
not
the vein
Sentai
of a
Rider or
common
anything,
writer,
but-
huh?
Okay.
Oh yeah, in the vein of a common writer, but not a common writer by name.
Right.
So essentially, and this is just the pilot episode that we were trying to come up with. So Toku Hero is a real hero in Japan. He had just finished his final battle, the final episode of his very real life just ended. And as a pat on the back, he was like, I'm going to travel to Japan to America to sightsee. And he's a big foodie. So he ends up going to go get some ramen. It's very, very spicy. And as he's in the back alley throwing up, all of his personal belongings get stolen. So so now
That's
he's
America,
stuck
yep.
in America with literally just the Henshin belt and the clothes on his back. He doesn't have his passport, he doesn't have his cell phone, he doesn't have anything. And so in the trying to communicate with all these English speaking people, he is trying to he runs to a local LA gang, who wants to mug him. And so of course the only way he can defend himself is with his Henshin device. So he does it, he ends up on the news, local superhero here in America, blah blah blah. It gets it does the Iron Man effect, which is oh, okay, he wants to play that game. Check this out.
Right.
And it creates it dominoes effects oh, okay, I didn't realize Japan was so into the superhero game. No, we need to step up the supervillain game here in America.
God damn.
And so
That's super cool.
we have this whole idea of how it's going to go, all the people along the way he's going to meet. And we've been working on this prior to pandemic. We put a pause on it because of pandemic. But we were actively working on it. We have the whole suit designed. We know who we're going to get to make it, who we're going to get to play the main character, a whole bunch of things.
Nice.
Okay.
I don't know when this will ever happen.
I hope it happens though.
Yeah.
Dude, speak it into existence, man. That's awesome.
Manifest
Holy
it.
cow. Manifest it. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, holy cow. Well, we can just end the show now because I feel embarrassed to even talk about my ideas.
No, don't even talk. Don't even let me talk about mine because nowhere near as intricate or as detailed. I would speak for 1 minute, oh yeah, it was this kind of a cool idea. Holy crap, Daniel, that's awesome. Daryl.
It's okay.
His friend.
As long as I know you're talking to me, it's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, bubble with person image in the middle.
Yes, we love you. Yo.
All right, who wants to go next? Frankie, yes? No? What do you want to do? It's up to you.
Honestly, go ahead, Zach.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Cool. So it's fine. I don't even care. It's fine either way. But so this was the one I'm going to talk about. I think I'm going to lightly talk about the second one. But the first one was, it's kind of interesting because random goofy things throughout my normal day inspire me, and I'm like, oh, how could that be a blah blah blah, a rider thing, a Sentai thing, whatever, right? So I was at work and I was on my break, and somebody had made a video that was all original made Henshin jingles, belt jingles, So I was like, oh, this is cool.
Bus
This is the first
driver.
one. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm so mad I wasn't behind that. God damn it, it's so creative. So I was watching one, and the first one on it, I don't know if this will catch in the audio at all, but I want you guys to hear this first Henshin jingle and see if you can kind of understand what I'm going for. Just a second. Let's see if it'll play right. Let's see here. Hear that?
Okay.
Yeah?
We hear it.
There's like some dog barks in there. I'm like, wait a minute. And instantly I was like, ooh, I can work with that. So, my volume down, sorry.
It's like my idea.
So, the idea for it, it'll be called Common Rider Bark Up, like bark up the wrong tree type situation. So, main writer is a cartoonist. He works at like an animation company, and he has his own original idea character he wants to make into a show. Hasn't really worked out. He's, like a lot of writers are kind of like, kind of like, I want to say cowardly, but just like kind of mild mannered, like Clark Kent, like, oh, gotta keep be chill.
Right.
So he creates his own little mascot themed character named Barkley Dog is his name. He's a little mechanical little robot dog. He's small. He's red orange. And that's going to be the rider suit is going to be red and orange as well. And so the story of it is that these monsters that come through I think called them the blot beasts. They're based off like ink and like creatures within the ink. So he's like, oh God, what's happening? The person who is the CEO of the company currently tells him, hey, take this. And it's the tune-up driver. It's a stylized projector, like a movie projector.
Right.
And the tune-up reels are the gimmick items. They're literally like movie reels. And that's what he slots in to transform. Let's see what other details I have here. Yep, his main weapon is the tune-up buster, blaster / multi-tool weapon. Slots in the reels for finishers. Yeah, that's right. I was like, I have like a thing on here of like how the belt would go. So it's press the activation button of the reel. It'll say the name of the reel. So if it was Barkley Dog, it would say Barkley Dog, reel on. Then you attach the belt. It would say reel set. And then because it's like kind of old school, kind of like his version of Mickey Mouse, it would say, let's start the show. And
Let's start the show.
Exactly. That's right. God, I want you to
Basically,
voice
pretty
all
much.
drivers in the future. Goodness, Jesus
Right.
Christ, I love you, Darrell. And then show start, it would say, and then he would henshin, right? Secondary rider is a female. She is trying to think colors, right? Blue and pink, which I know Revice, whatever. Shut up, but it's fine. It's fine. She is a superhero junkie, and she has her own superhero like comic that she's running. And the thing for her is let's see here. Her name is Kamen Rider Hero Soar. The Savior Driver, Savior Reels. So similar to the Reels, they're going to be all Reels, but just different name to them a little bit. Breakneck Savior Reel is her main one. Hers says Breakneck Reel on, then you attach it, Reel set, so like the other driver. But then it says, let's save the day, Hero Start, and then Henshin. So, yeah. And the tertiary is a mech anime inspired rider. He's the brother of the main character. He's a dick to everybody for the most part. And the helmet for the suit is going to be themed after Burning Gundam from G Gundam.
Okay.
I kind of got inspired by Two Kaiser. Two Kaiser's helmet was Gokayo. So yeah, and his is different technology. Now we're moving up to DVD Blu-ray player.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and then I have a villain as well. But yeah, so that's the rider idea. I know it's a lot of details there, but I just went like ham on it. I was just like inspiration throughout the day at work. I was just thinking about it because I was stuck in the freezer. I'm by myself doing nothing. Like, I had nothing else to do.
Me
putting away like a sausage. She's like, oh my god, wait, what is the belt? I like a sausage.
These colors.
Wow.
So that's that one. And then my two like little Sentai ideas I don't have much for, but I have a few little details. They came from playing have you guys ever played Chroma Squad?
I'm in the middle of it.
So I like what Chroma Squad does. You would love it, Frankie, because it's basically create your own Sentai team, the game. You get to put all the details into it as far as like what they say in the dialogue, like how they transform, like what they say when they transform and everything.
It's very Super Nintendo styled.
Yeah, it's like 16-bit type. Yeah, it's really retro looking. It's super cool. So my first team I made, because I'm a sucker for all the dinosaur seasons, is a dinosaur spy themed season, which is called Fukumen Sentai Kurakuger.
Wow.
And basically, it's not too much of a wow on that name because I really just use a lot of Google Translate. I'm not that impressive.
No, it's a lot better than what I show you Sentai
really cool.
Ramenja.
Ramenja. So the changer is the Fukuman changer. It's a spy watch design, and I just got the other day talking with some people on Twitter getting ready for this. The gimmick item for it is going to be little fossils called the Kudak fossils, and that'll have their dinosaur in it. Transformation call is Sagan Kudak, and then the colors are, which is like, I think Sagan is about like, oh, that's what it was. It was something about like releasing a document or something like that, like, you know, getting like secrets out there is like what I went with for that transformation call. But anyway, the colors you're gonna like. So the leader is a female and she's purple. Raptor. Green Ankelo is, I have names too. Atsuko is her name. Shohei is male, obnoxious, and demanding, and is the green Ankelo. Red, there's a red on the team, kind of like Zenkaiger, but he's not the leader. Red Pterodactyl, actually, yes, we're not doing T-Rex. Katashi, male, second in command. Orange, Pakisaurus, whatever that is. Boom Paki. Jakucho is the name, female, intellectual.
Pachycephalosaurus?
Yeah, there you go. I can't remember the name. I'm so awful. Yellow Triceratops. Saburo is the name, male, comic relief, and the sixth ranger is a sister to the leader and is Black Spinosaurus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was
got
that
a lineup over here.
Yeah, and then my other one was a bug/samurai themed one called Suku Sentai Mushenger. I think just translates to like basically bug sentai biting or something like that, something goofy like that. I just messed with the words a little bit.
Very Japanese, though.
Yeah, I try my best to have it like fit the style of how you see the team names. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the changer is. I thought about. I was like, what do I do for them? I don't want the changer to be a sword because that's just what she can scratch and get their ninja did. And I don't want this to be like another changer that's been out before. Kinda, because it's a gun, but it's called the Mushin Ballista. It's like a little handheld ballista. And you put it's called the Suku Dynamic, which is the gimmick item. I haven't figured out what that's going to look like.
Suku Dynamic.
Yeah, and then shoot it. Smoke. There's like a smoke bomb hits basically, and once it clears, they're transformed. So it's like this kind of like mystery to it a little bit. Maybe we can play something like with Don Brothers, where like they don't know who each other are because when they transform, there's the smoke that hides them.
That's
transformation
creative.
Call, Mushin Sasu, which is just bug something bite or something like that. The leader is a red grasshopper, male. Violet, purple Kabuto beetle, second in command, female. Yellow wasp, comic relief, and now yellow bee, of course, female. Comic relief female though, so we don't get that a lot. Blue butterfly is the male tech weapon expert. Green ant for male, recon, quiet reserved. And our sixth ranger is female again, but is an orange scorpion.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I was really trying to go wild with the colors because you don't really see all those different colors together, you know?
Right.
And unless you're looking at Q Ranger, which had every color in the entire spectrum, but but then I forgot I had a villain faction here, Avian Empire Migrus, and it's a bird faction basically because birds eat bugs. That's literally what the note says. Birds eat bugs.
Could you tell?
And I found out I had a fun thing to put with it, so. It's going to be probably, this makes me feel like it's like, it would be fit with like Showa Sentai stuff, but they use eggs that are like born from people, basically, like kind of like the negative emotion thing in Radio Soldier, you know, that hatch the monster of the week from humans preying on their flying dreams. So again, a goofy, weird concept that makes no sense that would fit into like probably a Showa era type of show. Yeah. So yeah, because like what the hell does flying dreams mean? I don't even know.
Flying dreams.
Not my flying dream.
We have to get the flying dreams.
You could even play with that a little bit, where you could have like somebody like they're going to save the person, right? Like, oh, we got to save them, and their flying dream is just to is really dark. Like they want to just like murder somebody or rob a bank, and it's like, should we save them?
Flying dreams.
I think that would make a really interesting dynamic of like whether or not they should save someone. You know, like the morality of that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was gonna have probably a mentor character that would imbue upon them the like knowledge of like fighting as a samurai team instead of being like this. Oh, it's our ancestors, blah blah blah. I try to separate it as much as I can from being OC version of what I've already seen before. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that was kind of the main idea behind that. So that's that. I don't have any original Power Ranger ideas. Go, Frank, you can do it.
I'm going to wrap it up pretty quickly because not only is this episode already an hour long, but I also don't really have that much to say, unfortunately.
You do, though. Say it right now.
Oh, is that a threat? I feel like Zach is about to like come through my door. Put me in the
Other
chokehold.
room, dude. Can you get me a beer? God damn. Anyway.
I'm like, here you go. No, I teased it a little bit earlier. I was talking about how, I was lightly thinking about how they could potentially adapt Lupat, which I know wouldn't ever happen in real life because it's just, the
Spooky
theme.
done said it.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna work.
Based
but-
in current
yeah.
events, not exactly the best thing to adapt.
Unfortunately, right? But in a world where it was a good idea to adapt it, I feel like they don't have to lean so much towards the cops and robbers like aspect of it, but instead work with the fact that there's two separate teams, because nothing like that has ever been done in Power Rangers. Like you said, like Hurricane did that, so Ninja Storm kind of did something like that a little bit, and there's always been like evil rangers that turn good later. But I mean like a whole season of just one team, basically in the theme of Lupat. Like, for example, we're looking at the Lupin Ranger team. I don't have like names that I would call them for the American show, but let's say like the Lupin Ranger team is a part of the same agency as the Patso team.
Yeah.
But they have to collect the Lupin collection pieces for like a archive like vault thing. And I don't know like what the reward would be for them doing that, but if they work together, they could get so much more. But instead the teams want to work separately because they're selfish and they know that like if they get more pieces, they will get the reward for collecting all of them. So throughout the whole season, like they're just always in each other's way, and like the dynamic of, they know who each other are outside of the suits. So even like outside of the suits, like there's drama.
That's interesting to take that part out of it that was so kind of compelling in Lupat, which was them not knowing who each other were for most of the series until like near the end, and kind of take it out and still have them not want to work with each other, and they're part of the same like agency. Or like organization entity, if you will. That's really interesting. I like that.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm gonna be honest, it's not really that creative, but it's still
pretty creative.
a different. It's a different take from like what Lupat did. I'm trying to do something a little different while also working with the material.
No,
I feel like with Lupat, you got so much drama when they were in the suits that you kind of wish you had a little bit more of it outside of it, because outside of the suits, they were. They didn't even know each other like
other
that.
than the heated drama between the Reds. Let's be real about it. Anyway, so continue.
Besides that rivalry against the Reds and Yellow and Green's little weird tangle thing,
whatever that was.
like they didn't really like interact with each other that much. But I feel like with them knowing each other's identity in the Power Ranger adaptation, that could like unlock a whole new level of how would you say, like drama stakes, because maybe they can even like sabotage each other inside. That's what
I was
agency.
thinking, or like mess with it where it's like in their like, okay, cool, I can't touch you in the agency, but I know you're trying out for that baseball team, and if they know that you're a Power Ranger, they're not going to want you on the team, or maybe they will, some kind of messing with it in that way where it's like, I'm going to jeopardize your chances.
And imagine how much cooler it would be when they finally do decide that, like, oh, this threat is so big that we have to work together. Like it'll have that same effect Lupat did when they started to work together. Because it's like, oh wow, these two teams that don't like each other all of a sudden need to work for the greater good, and then on the way maybe they find a soft spot for each other, and that's how the show may end. So that's just my light idea of like what Lupat could potentially become if it was.
What would you do with Noel, with the Sixth Ranger? Would you do anything different from how he was?
I feel like he won't be a robot. I'll start with that. He won't be a robot. I don't really like the twist that they did in Lupat with him not being a real human. I guess I know where they were going with that, but come on. He was perfectly fine as a human. He was really badass.
He's one of my least favorite Sixth. I'm sorry, but continue. It was wasted potential. It was
a lot of wasted potential. I will not argue there with you. But I feel like with Noel, I forget what his name is.
Noel, whatever.
Yeah. I feel like with him, especially with his like train changer, he could be like he's not even a part of the agency. Like he's his own thing, and he's like, I want the treasures for my own reward, So he uses the technology from both Lupat to create his own, like
Power set
suit.
technology.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like from there, like
Well,
he
and it'd
could.
be interesting too if you were to like, depending on when, because I'm hoping you would have the teams work together sooner than they did in Lupat. That was one thing that was frustrating, is it was like episode 43, and they're like, "We'll be a team now." It's like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
if you
Maybe
did it
like
sooner,
maybe sprinkled here and there, like
right?
maybe red will help pink, or like
Mhm.
Loop and red will help Patso pink, or something like that.
Right.
It's like, why did you help me with this? It's like, I don't know.
Well, because if you
We're
did it
still a part of the
sooner
same
and you had
agency.
him be a part of it eventually, you could have him like inadvertently breaking that connection they're already starting to form, because he has the two sides, the two forms or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So which is different from the Sentai, because in the Sentai he was trying to bring the teams together for the most part and like help
Yeah.
them in general. Like he wasn't trying to hurt them necessarily, but you could kind of flip it a little bit. So yeah,
You know what I just thought? What if,
that
like, for
change
the
is not getting to
agency,
America. Sorry, I'm just gonna say that right now.
it's
It's not.
it
They're not
won't.
gonna keep it the same.
And if they ever did, it wouldn't be as good. I just got an idea. Like, what
Such a
if,
mess.
like, Lupin X, Patso X was actually, excuse me, the agency's boss, and he took it upon himself to get the reward for the treasure, because the two teams are so busy, like, not focusing on that instead of each other.
And
I feel like that would be
season, he learns friendship is the real treasure.
that is
All along.
always the message with these
I
Toku
joke
shows.
about that, but it's Power Rangers, that's what they would go with it. So come on now.
Let's be honest. So yeah, that's my take on Power Rangers. Honestly, I liked yours better, Daryl and Zach. It was really creative with.
No, I liked yours.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
being honest here. It wasn't as intricate, and I'm okay with that. Oh man.
No, I thought it was really cool. Like I said, I think I stand by it. I think that Lupat got way too much hatred when it came out, and like pretty much right after. I feel like now it's having like a retribution arc, if you will.
Yeah. Once it's been
of
out
sorts.
on the air for a long time, he's just like, okay, maybe we feel differently about this season.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But yeah, no. I think it'd be. I think they could do it. I want to say that Simon Bennett had been asked that, because he just is. My man needs to take a rest. Stop being so vocal on Twitter, bro. Nobody has any sense to them. Don't stop. You're better than this, Simon. Anyway, and he mentioned the same thing you said about like the timeliness of like the concept that it might not work and blah blah blah. And to an extent, I get that, and I think there would not be a real true way, especially because like even with your ideas are amazing. It's still like technically the Poncho Rangers have like the sirens and the policeness.
Yeah,
to
like it's
them.
still very police oriented, like
Yeah,
theming wise.
yeah, which you could work with as long as it wasn't done in a way where people are like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah, it's hard where it's like, whereas you took a season like Go Onger and were able to turn this into this post-apocalyptic, rescue team, if you will.
Yes,
right.
And if you took a season like Lupin versus Pato, it's like it doesn't quite translate if you put it in any other context because of how
Right.
heavily police themed it is.
And I don't want it to be like Gokaiger to Super Mega Force, where they never acknowledge the fact
Nothing.
that they're a pirate. Like they don't ever talk about the suits, the Zords, the weapons. Like that was just cringy. Like how they never like use that opportunity.
It was. I'm
to
not
make the show
defending
better.
Super Mega Force in any way, but I do think it's very interesting that people like put Super Mega Force on the cross for not explaining things when we literally had Power Ranger Zeo and like the same exact thing happening with like a pyramid
now.
and like the
Hey now,
Sphinx
Daryl.
and the
There was setup though, all right, because there was the setup in Mighty Morphin that gave you the setup of the crystals that were like, oh well, look at those, they line up with the colors everyone's gonna be. So like you had something. Super Mega Force Dark and it's like, we're pirates. Deal with it. Shut your mouth.
There's a simple explanation for the fact that we're pirates that we'll never get to, but you will not care. Yeah, so that's kind of the problem with, trying to adapt something like Lupat, because no matter what you do, there's always going to be that theme.
It's
You
hard.
made them. You talked about this organization that they're both part of, and blah blah blah. What if you had the Lupin Rangers are the like stealth reconnaissance team, right? And the Pato Rangers are the internal security. Instead of being police, they still would have the blah, 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 sirens and whatever, but it would make sense because they're internal security and explain that. Maybe even have a thing where whoever designed it eventually gets talking about it. It's like, yeah, sorry, I thought I was developing this for like a police force. They turned it down, so I decided to keep it for this, and we're just going to use it. Why doesn't it have sirens? I don't know. I like them. They're flashy and bright.
Ooh, that'd be fun. Like every time they use like something new, they're like, oh, like I don't know how this works, but let's see how it goes, you know, because they're not familiar with the fact.
And that would add into the like, you know, the clashing or whatever, because you could have them like they're the ones that help like keep people in check on the rules, and the Lupin Rangers kind of do their own thing, and they're constantly clashing because they want to keep things in the rules, and the Lupin Rangers will do anything that they can to get the pieces.
Right.
So the conflict can still work there. Again, it'd be difficult and most likely won't, but the idea is awesome, and don't let you ever forget that, and don't get down about it, buddy. It's an awesome idea.
Awesome. Great.
Awesome.
Wow. So we talked about a lot of things.
Yes.
Darrel, you are an awesome person. You're super friendly and super awesome to be on here. I'm going to keep saying the word awesome, apparently.
No,
Thank you for being here, Darrel. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for pushing your schedule back a couple hours to accommodate me. I appreciate it.
I mean, what Darrel's not showing you is the reason he's not on camera is because I went physically to his house in California, I think, is where he lives, sir. And I tied him to a chair and said, "You will be here at this time." And he's like, "Okay." And he just sat there. He's happy about it.
Darrel, stop yelling. I said stop yelling. Yo,
say you like
we
me,
promise.
soldier, right now.
We didn't hear it for the past 30 seconds.
Vamos mucho? Oh, he wrong season. Oh shit! So I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Get the blaster, Zach. Get the blaster.
Kaboom?
He's not being held against his will. We promise. He's here on his
That's
own.
my favorite thing. Have you guys ever seen on our wonderful Toku Twitter sphere? Not always. When Sentai 5 and a bunch of all his like compatriots all of a sudden do that, yeah, I stay strapped, and it's always like a fucking Toku gun, like a blaster from Build, and everybody just keeps going in it with more Toku.
Yeah.
Us with our Ryu Soulkins, we're like, we got that.
Yeah, where's your bullets? Psh, you brought a gun to a sword. Dead. It wouldn't last.
All right.
Let's
wrap this up.
Absolutely.
Yes,
thank you so much, Darrel, for taking some awesome time out of your day to come be on the show with us and talk about things. We really appreciate it. If we have some other awesome idea going along the road here and we want to call you back into it, we would be happy to have you back on.
I would love to be back.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And we can continue working on our plan to get Toei to give us those simulcast English subtitles. Anyway, and have you talk about things, of course. There'd be no other purpose for that.
No other reason why we would contact them.
Now, Darrel, I would like you to close this out here. I want you to get yourself into the mindset of Austin St. John.
Oh my god. Oh boy.
And I want you to give the most ridiculous thing you possibly think you could say as Jason Lee Scott, okay, in the voice to end the stream. Here we go.
Okay. We'll count you down. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You know, if you miss King Mondo that much, I promise we can help you join him. What a morbid thing for me to go off.
I don't know why you chose that to say.
Bro, we're not even fans of the Machine Empire. Can you back off a little bit? All right, bro.
My man.
Calm down, rookie. Let me show you how it's done.
God damn it. I was baked into a pizza.
Okay, hold on. Really quick, before we end, and I want to give you a glimpse into what it's like to be hanging out with me. If I'm ever in a group with friends, be it Toku fans or not,
oh god,
you know, you're all hanging out, you're all like, you got dinner, and one of your friends, you know, is like, oh hey, I gotta head out early. They say their goodbyes and they walk away. You know what plays through my head? Wow, so that was such and such. You know, they really are the greatest, whatever they are. And then I look around waiting for someone to jump in, but obviously no one does because no one knows the episode like me. So I'll just talk myself down like, yeah, well, my T-Rex would eat them for lunch. And I go through the entire scene in my head. It is so funny to me that I will continue to do it for my own personal amusement. And everyone is like, are you okay? No, I'm not okay.
Darrel, if you sit outside for a second, get some fresh air.
Yeah. If I'm ever with my voice acting friends, it's like, wow. So that's God. Let me go to Twitter. Who's the first voice actor that?
Darrel Delfin.
Nicholas Andrew Louis. He's also another Toku fan. Perfect. He's like, wow. So that was Nick Louis. He really is the greatest voice actor for a couple of cuckoos that you should watch in Crunchyroll. Well, I wouldn't go that far. After all, the Japanese is the better thing. Whoa. I was the one doing all the work. I go all in. So,
that's amazing.
Anyway, as I leave this call, I want all of you to channel your inner Forever Reds.
Yes.
Yes.
You have to.
Absolutely. It is a spectacle of an episode. I love that episode. I'm just going to say it right now.
It's my favorite
absolutely
crossover
ridiculous
in
bananas
Power Rangers.
ever, but I love it so much. Absolutely. Not enough to know the script by heart, but that's what we got Darrel for. So.
We have Darrel for that.
I don't think I missed it.
Only.
You little shit right now on the fucking wall at Power Morphicon.
So another really quick, and I promise, because I know your episode has gone over, and
We're like,
I need
Darrel,
to go too. So my table was right next to that wall, and I looked over at it multiple times, and I saw someone place the Sharpies, and I looked at it, and I went, huh.
What if I just...
I'm gonna be right back. Walked over there, and I'm staring at this blank wall. I was like, what is the most Darrel thing I can write on this?
I mean, did they really think they weren't going to do it with the original Red Ranger?
I mean, come on now. Come on now.
I didn't think you were going to do this without the original Red Ranger, did you?
Oh, the dialogue burns me, but I love it at the same time. I can't not. Oh
like, yes, not the original Red, but you know.
You wrote it in red ink, right? Like a red marker, right? Because I'm going to come to California now and slap you if you didn't. You did it in a red marker, right?
I did. No, I did it in black. There was, I think in the group of markers, it was a black marker, a green one, and then later on they came back and like dumped a whole bunch of other markers in there. So I was like, oh man, I really wish I had red for this.
Oh my gosh. Alrighty, well on that note, thank you so much, good sir, for being a part of this stream.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you. We wish you all the success for voice acting. He is in a million different things. Take a look at his page. He's in so many different things.
Yes.
Holy cow. And you know what? I want him to be in Power Rangers. I want him to be in Kamen Rider. I want him to be in Super Sentai.
Wish.
Come on now.
As they say, manifesting all of it.
Absolutely. Every
It better
single bit of it.
happen. Mm-hmm.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much for being on. You can catch
thank
this
you.
stream archived on the YouTube channel if you want to watch. Go back and watch through. Frankie, do not watch the beginning parts. Just it's fine when you weren't on. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Just it's personal. Just me and him. Not a big deal. Definitely wasn't anything pushing you out of the show or whatever.
No, of
and
course
me and
not.
him, nothing. That would be
Not
weird.
at all.
Okay.
That'd be weird.
No, I think I will check it out. Should I check it out? I think I'm gonna check it out.
Bye, everybody. Okay.
Yo, check it out on Hooked on Heroes.
I see how it is. Okay, I see. I'll leave. It's okay. I'll leave. No, yeah, it's fine.